Vivevo lontano nel grigio di città. Vivevo sognando, odiavo la realtà. E ora sorrido, ora che ci sei. E ora vivo di questo amore come il sole, questo amore come il sale, questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Questo amore se lo vivi ti dà brividi infiniti. Questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Vivevo d'orgoglio di storie vuote che portavano a niente, al vuoto dentro me. E ora sorrido, ora che ci sei. E ora vivo di questo amore come il sole, questo amore come il sale, questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Questo amore se lo vivi ti dà brividi infiniti. Questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Questo amore come il sole, questo amore come il sale, questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Questo amore se lo vivi ti dà brividi infiniti. Questo amore mio per te è un tesoro dentro me. Vivevo lontano, adesso vivo in te.
Hello everybody, welcome. Giada here, Giada Valenti here in Venice, Italy. Sounds funny, right? And I don't say here from Vegas. That's why we don't have the here comes the sun, do because it's Las Vegas, and I'm not in Vegas actually for another month. It's actually I'm in my bedroom here in Venice, Italy, where I spent my whole teenage year, my whole life actually in this house. And it's 9 p.m. at night here in Venice, Italy, time here and in the world. So 9 p.m. here. I know it's noon for you guys watching from Las Vegas. So I want to welcome each and every one of you watching for Vegas. Everybody from my circle of love that has been with me with the Jada Life for 2 years, because almost 2 years. This started actually March 19, 2020, when COVID started. A few days after my last concert in Vegas, when Vegas closed down and the whole world stopped. And we're still in the middle of COVID, and I'm still doing the Jada Live. Well, I did 100 days every day, and now I do it once a week. Yes, normally on Wednesday. Today is Thursday, so you're not wrong, yes. And I do then a Sunday of Love Song Sunday every Sunday on another page where I sing, because I am a singer. So welcome to the Circle of Love, the Circle of Love in American Sign Language, and welcome also to all the friends that are watching from the page of Italian Living for the first, second, third time. Welcome, guys. If you are new, thank you, Richard Micheli, by the way, the fine living and luxury reporter to the charm and elegance of the Italian lifestyle. Richard Micheli, that allows me to go live on his page So thank you guys. If you're watching from that page for the first time, welcome. Let me know what time it is in the place in the world where you are, and where are you in the world. Let me know. Io sono in Italia, per quelli che ci guardano dal resto del mondo che parlano in italiano, e sono qui a Venezia. Normalmente ero a Las Vegas. Che ora è e da dove ci state guardando? And if you're new, of course, please keep liking my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am a singer and a songwriter. That's what I am, from Venice, Italy. And normally today I'm gonna talk about food, but normally I am a singer, and actually the song that you heard in the beginning is Come il Sole, which is Every Time in English. Is a song I have written and sang many times for you if you follow me on the Love Song Sunday on Patreon. I know many of you know it, and that is the Italian version actually. So guys, Sunday it's coming up sooner than we know, and the Love Song Sunday, last Sunday was very nice because I was in Italy and I decided to do an episode with only Italian song. Was called Una Notte in Italia, a night in Italy, and I know some of you really enjoyed the fact that I sang a lot of Italian song that you guys don't know. This Sunday I go back to the normal format, and actually I will put a bunch of song and I will let you choose which one you want me to sing. So make sure that you join me on Patreon and you choose and pick and choose the song that you want me to sing on Sunday for all of you. So go on patreon.com/Giada Valenti. Yeah, and the Love Song Sunday, of course, I also do American Sign Language, thanks to my dear friends Diane Fiorentino. Is Diane there? Yes. Hi, everyone. I see Diane. Thank you, Diane, for making me aware of the fact that during COVID, with the mask, all the people that are deaf were not allowed to understand us because they could not read our lips. So when COVID started 2 years ago, she made me aware of it, and I asked her if she could teach me to do American Sign Language, and so kindly she said yes. So I've been educated myself, and all of you watching, on American Sign Language. And now actually with Diane we are learning. She's learning, and then she's gonna teach me how to sign also Italian Sign Language, il linguaggio dei sordi italiano, which is completely different because there are some sign already that we know. This is the sign for night actually in American Sign Language, and this was the sign for night for the Italian. So it's completely different. And then there is the famous sign for good morning in American Sign Language, which is in Italian, has a completely different meaning. This is not a good morning, so don't do this one when you are in Italy. You're gonna get in trouble. Actually, the Italian sign for good morning is this one. So the sun goes up like this one, the sun goes up, but don't do the sun goes up like this, the sun goes up like that. Thank you, Diana. I know we are laughing. E se siete italiani lo sapete che questo non è un buon segno, ma nel linguaggio dei sordi in America questo significa buongiorno, mentre nel linguaggio dei sordi italiani buongiorno è così, significando che questo è il sole che sale, lo so, è un segno diverso per noi italiani, e questo invece è il sole che sale per le persone che sono sorde. So grazie Diane Fiorentino for educating me with all of this. And thanks to her, I've also learned to sign and sing together. And during the holiday, my single Silent Night, Noche de Paz, she told me how to sign it and sing it, and I've done it in several television shows. So we have some supporters here of the Giada Live, and I love them, and I always want to give them my thanks. Beside Italian Living, I want to also thank Matilde Vicenzi, my favorite pastry chef, my favorite pastry, pasticcini, from Italy, here from Verona, not far from where I am, and I love those cookies ever since I was a child, and they sponsor all my event with the tiramisu and my television appearances. You know that I am a singer that loves to cook and loves to eat, and so thank you, Matilde Vicenzi, for being in my life. And our newest editions of a couple of months ago is Mozzafiato, where American shops for the finest Italian beauty fragrance gift for men, women, and home. And I tried some of their products. I know you did too, like that one, Acqua d'Alba, and I love them. And once a month we always have the founder and CEO of the company, Amy Parson, appearing with us. The beautiful Amy. There's Amy. She's been our guest, and she always share with us her new discovery. All the products that they sell at Mozzafiato, they are made here in Italy. They are very famous in Italy, but you guys don't know them in the United States, and Emmy wanted to bring them to America. So you can go on actually giadavalenti.store, right? No, giada.store, even easy, Giada, Giada.store, and it will take you to the Mozzafiato page, and you can go through the whole collection. And remember, you can buy the stuff, and if you don't like it, which is very impossible because everything is high quality, you can always call Amy and send it back with no problem. today it's not la festa delle donne. I know where I'm going. It's la festa della Befana. In Italy, Befana is an old woman. And today is Epiphany, la Befana. Today is l'Epifania. So buona festa della Befana a tutti quanti, gli uomini e le donne. Of course, the Befana, we talked about it a few weeks ago. I mean, to prepare ourselves about the Befana. It's an old witch, very ugly, and so sometimes men, they don't love women in Italy. They say è una befana, it means a woman that is very ugly. So when the Epifania comes, they say happy Befana to you. No happy Befana. Actually, the Befana, remember we talked about it, she brings gifts to the children, which was last night, and so the children, they hang up their stocking in anticipation of the gift that they're going to receive in the night between the 5th and the 6th of January. And we put them like we do for Santa Claus on the window over the fireplace with a glass of wine and some Christmas treats. In Italy, of course, panettone and pandoro, so no cookies. And the children are always highly anticipating for l'arrivo della Befana. They're all excited, right? Because in the socks of the Befana, you always find sweets. And the one that actually have misbehaved, they will get lumps of coal, which nowadays, and also in my days, those kind of coals were black rock candies. So they were good. I got plenty of them. And my mom thought that it was like a punishment. I kind of like it. I was very nice. It was even making my lips black, which was also like a kind of a makeup. So I got tons of it. So happy Epifania a tutti. And remember, La Befana is pictured as an ugly woman, but actually was a very kind woman. I told you the story. The story goes that she was an old woman, that she was just sweeping the house, cleaning the house, when the 3 wise men, I tre re magi, they invited her to join them as they were on their way to go and see the baby king, the baby Jesus that was just born. She was too busy, the Befana. She said she couldn't go because she was doing other chores in the house, other things. So, and when she realized that the baby was baby Jesus, the Son of God, she regretted not going with them, and she went around the world, traveling around the world. Still, she does that on the night of the 6th, looking for good children, and she gives presents to them. So was last night, and it brings me to the episode of tonight. So last night I canceled the Giada Live because was La Befana, was Epiphany, and normally I always love to spend it with my family, and so I did. So yesterday afternoon we went to my cousin Marta. Siamo andati dalla mia cugina Marta with a small group of family because we are also here in the north of Italy in the middle of COVID, and we decided to cook any kind of holidays. If you've been here on the Giada Live, any days basically, but especially the holidays, it's not about Jesus or wherever, even though we're very Catholic, it's about food. What shall we eat? What shall we eat? So in my family, actually, we are a family of bakers because my grandfather had a bakery, was making bread and pizza and all kind of things, and 2 of the brothers of my mom, of course, she worked as a secretary in a office, but in the day off, people work very hard. She was going also to help her father and the brother, so she knows how to make bread, she knows how to make pizza, she knows to make even the pinza, which is the traditional cake that we eat around in January around the Epiphany. I'm going to show you a piece and I'm going to heat it for you so you can see how delicious it is. Here in the northeast actually of Italy, beside all this tradition, we talk about the tradition called pane e vin, which means bread and wine. Now we don't eat bread and wine, but actually we do like a bonfire. Depending on the area where you're from, in the Veneto region, they have different names. Remember, brusa la vecchia, burn the old woman, or vecchia, the old woman, or la foghera, or la fogherada. We call it foghera here where I am, or panevin. And it was supposed to happen last night. So we reunited with my family last night. Ci siamo trovati tutti dalla mia cugina Marta, con la mamma che doveva fare la pizza, with my mother that was making pizza. And then around 5 o'clock, the weather went crazy. We had the lightning and thunders. Abbiamo avuto un temporale with a very, very high wind. The wind really threw down millions of leaves and took out all the bonfire that was already prepared. The kids had already prepared the big bonfire that was supposed to be lit around 7, 8 last night, but it was impossible. But nevertheless, I spent the whole day, actually a long day, with my family, and I prepared, while I was there, I said, you know what, let me film something so my people, my circle of love, tomorrow night can see what we did. And here is what we did. We decided to make pizza because I told you pizza is in my gene, is in my family. And who is the best pizza maker? We can all do it, but nobody does it as well. Nobody la fa buonissima come la mia mamma. And here is a little video that I made for all of you to watch. JJ, can you start the little video? So this happened last night. So the ingredients, of course, of the pizza, this is a recipe of my grandfather. It's milk, olive oil, some salt, some flour, of course, some brewer's yeast and sugar, milk, and water. That's the basic ingredient for the dough of the pizza. My mother mixed the water and the milk like my grandfather used to say. There we go, that's mama, that's me, that's the brewer's yeast. So like that one more than the fresh one because it's easy to handle, and you have to mix it all together. And then some zucchero, sugar, 1, 2, 3 little spoon of sugar, and you mix all together. And mother said flour, the flour, and that's very important for my mother and my family. You have to pour it in little by little because you never know how much flour you're gonna need, and you don't want to put too much. As you can see, my mother makes it looks very easy, but you try yourself, you know, it's not as easy as it looks. Then you put olive oil, 1, 2, 3, also 3, a big spoon this time of olive oil. And you see the hands has changed. I told you we are interchangeable. That's steering the dough, it's Marta, and this is Alessandro, my nephew, and he's writing down all the recipes, so they're never gonna get lost. So he will observe it and writing down everything. So now Marta is steering the dough, and we almost forgot to put the salt. Mama came back, 1, 2.5 of salt and more flours because my mother said it's too liquid, troppo liquida. She came back, she had a phone call. And when you make pizza, like what happened, my cousin Dario smelled it from miles of distance, and he came to join us. But good thing because he's a good chef himself. And we were all there around. That's Alessandro and Raffaele. A lot of love and a lot of chats and a lot of blah blah blah. As you can see, we're all doing nothing. The only one working is my mother. That's what she would love me to say. But actually, you will see, she's gonna make all of us to work. It doesn't look in this video, but actually, I'm filming. So I said to my mother, I need to make a video for the Giada Live. So then it's time to put your hands in the dough, something that I always want to do it myself, but I'm not allowed because my mother, she thinks she's better, and she actually is. And it's time to work the dough, and you see, that's Dario. He's very excited because in a second he's gonna, I told you, he can cook very well himself. He wants to open a restaurant. My father is observing if everything goes well. That's what my dad does all the time. Actually, he's the only one that doesn't put his hands in the dough. You will see in a second. And then my mother made what they call the panini, le pagnotte. She made 6 of them for 9 of us, and we ended up making 7 pizza. You will learn in a second. So then the dough needs to stay still for a minimum of 3 hours. Normally we do also 4. Look how much they grow. And sono pronte, which means they are ready and ready to wear. So after we made the dough, you have to cover it up, and it has to stay there for a minimum of 3 hours. You can imagine. So we were all excited. We went outside looking at the bonfire, and then we noticed that the weather was still kind of funky, but you know, the phone was still saying maybe some rain, some drops of rain. So nobody was expecting what actually really happened after that. So after that, so we waited 3 hours, but they went so fast because we watched some TV. You saw Raffaele was there, he's 7 years old, so we did some game. We watched some soccer game. Alessandro went down, he has a gym. He said, I'm gonna pump my muscle for all the food I'm gonna eat. And time went so fast, actually. 3 hours was so gone. And then it was time to make the 6 pizza, the 6 dough. We wanted to make 6 this kind of size of pizza, and we have tray enough to make 6 pizza. That's in the house of my cousin Mark, a family of 2, and she has I think 6 or 7 or 8 of this tray to make pizza, because when we normally do these kind of things, it's always a lot of people, and it was time to gather all the topping, and that's the fun of it. And I made another video, that's why I was not cooking myself, which was actually good. The toppings for the pizza that we had, of course, tomato sauce is in all the pizza. We had also some radicchio, mozzarella goes in all the pizza, and then we had some burrata to die for, mushrooms, some ham, some dry tomatoes, and we had some anchovies, I love them, and gorgonzola, and then we pick up some salamino piccante and speck. I'm gonna tell you in a second what it is. There were so many pizza and only 6 dough that Marta really had to write down everything we wanted to make, because my mother said, you'll drive me crazy. So we made prosciutto and funghi, and then we made salamino, we made margherita with anchovies, half of it, half and half, and then 2 gourmet, one was radicchio and speck, and one was gorgonzola, burrata, and pomodorini secchi, which is dried tomatoes. Yes, we are excited, and then was time for mother again to make the pizza. Tempo di stendere la pizza in italiano. Look at that. Looks so easy, she does it. I tell you, it's not that easy as it looks. And like my grandfather, of course, she's making some little holes on the dough, because he said the sauce, la salsa entra meglio. And as you can see, Raffaele is 7 years old. Everybody was helping out, and everybody wants to help, actually. Some other people are kissing, well, that's another thing. And then it was time to put the tomato sauce. There it is, homemade as well. Salsa di pomodoro, come la chiamiamo in italiano. And mozzarella, it goes in all the pizza. Of course, another thing that goes in all the pizza, dependent of the top, it's oregano. And there it is. Dario is a good chef. I told you he was cooking the radicchio, because we're gonna need it for one of the gourmet pizza that we love to make. And there is my father again. I told you, he's just observing that my mother doesn't make any mistake, and she put some olive oil. Of course, you need to put olive oil on top. And then me and my father, we love this one with anchovy. So half was with the anchovy for me and my dad, and the other half was with margherita, only tomatoes and mozzarella for the little boy. Raffaele likes only that one, even though he ended up eating all of the other as well. There was Viola, our little dog. She was hoping for a piece on the floor, but I can promise you, none of the stuff went on the floor, because look what we were doing while we were waiting. Yes, there is anchovies, and that's salamino. To die for. Then mother, while one was cooking, she was already making the other one. We were busy, I think, for an hour making, and that's prosciutto and mushroom. I know, guys, I make angry myself as well. We take out one and we put inside another one. That was just like una catena di montaggio. But we had so much fun. I love my family. And then we made the one with salamino piccante, the spicy Italian sausage. You can find it in the United States, but not as good as here. And of course, I had some little trouble with my camera. I had to delete some footage. It was moving because Raffaele was driving me crazy. And you see, Marta and my Marta was feeding me and my father. The burrata was to die for. The prosciutto e funghi was almost ready. And look how many. So you're gonna wonder, what do? You're gonna eat them cold? No, we're gonna warm them up when we sit on the table. And actually, some of them needs also a cold topping. So this is the one that we do as the last one. So the radicchio was ready. It's that kind of salad that you find here, and you made it on top of your pizza. This was, we call it gourmet because you don't find them in all the pizzerias. It's more something that in my family they do. So you cook it, and when it's cooked and it's a little bit cool, you put the speck. I'm gonna tell you what it is, even though I know many of you may know. You find it everywhere in Italy, but it's from the north of Italy where I'm from. And that's, yes, my mother needed to make 6 of those dough. And this was one of the favorite with the burrata, the gorgonzola, and the dried tomatoes. So you put the mozzarella, and then you put also the gorgonzola, and you put it in the oven. Look at that. And then you put the burrata. You don't cook the burrata, ladies and gentlemen. We are very peculiar. Also, you don't cook the dried tomatoes. And then, yes, si mangia, was time to eat the pizza. As you can see, normally, after we eat all that food, in my family, we would have gone outside and have some more food. We would have had the pizza, the wine. But then about the time we were sitting on the table, the weather went crazy. It started to rain cats and dogs, as they say in England. And the wind, there was so much wind that actually the door started to move. The little dog, Viola, you saw it, she didn't even want to go outside to pee. We were like, why she doesn't want to go outside? So we tried to open the door, and the ceiling was coming down. We had really like a tornado kind of thing. So we started to say, oh my gosh, the bonfire is not happening. And it did not happen. Actually, after we had the delicious dinner, it was clear that we could not go outside. And show you in a second, we did actually some game that I don't know if you guys are familiar. I'm going to show it in a second. I want to, some of you had a question actually, what is the spec? I told you, we talk about it when I was cooking. It's you don't, I never found it in the United States. Maybe it is available, I couldn't find it. Somebody knows where to find spec in the United States on the West Coast, because maybe on the East Coast in New York you can find it. It's kind of an Italian, Austrian and German cured meat. And it's from the, let's say, the north of Italy, more also in the Germany and Austria. We call it Tirol, the zone of the Tyrol, and is obtained by the leg of the pork, and is subject to a cold smoking process. So it's kind of salty, it's a little bit hard on the bite, but it's to die for. And the one we used actually to make my pizza comes from not far from where I'm from. I'm in Venice, and we have the next region next door is Friuli Venezia Giulia, and there is a place called Sauris, and then they made a very kind of speck that you saw called the Sauris. Is a village that is located on 1,200 meters above the sea level in the Friuli. And they speak German actually there, even though they are in the Friuli Venezia Giulia. So we use that one, and it's one of the favorite in my family actually. I don't know if you can find it in some pizzeria. But as I said, so the bonfire was not happening. Buona Epifania, Antonella Giorgi is saying. That's la mia cugina. Buona Epifania anche a te, anche se non sei una befana, giusto? Non è la festa delle donne, è la festa delle befane. And I see also Roger, you're making me hungry. Roger, I was saying exactly the same. Today, actually, I was a busy day, but I was editing also some of the video of last night. Yesterday, I said, oh, I'm not going to be hungry tomorrow. Today, I was hungry again. I wanted to have all the pizza that we finished. Cured and way on Pass and Valley View sells spec, really? Oh, Roger, when I'm back in Las Vegas, you have to take me there, and I want to see if they have which kind of spec do they have. I couldn't find it actually when I was cooking. I remember one of the recipe at the Jada Life, I needed the spec, and not even Bob and Mary Lou. They normally could find anything for me. They were doing shopping for me. They couldn't find it. So anyway, that place has it. So no bonfire. We couldn't do it, so the kids did it for me. I'm gonna show you. You didn't show that video, right, JJ? No, not yet. So after we had the pizza, of course, I want to show you. JJ showed the little video because I filmed everything. So we started with the pizza, and in my family, we are always very peculiar if we like it or not like it. And as you can see, my father loved it. Even Raffaele liked it. JJ liked it. Look at that. A lot of thumbs up, and we got an applause. It was supposed to be an applause for my mother, but my mother, Diane, are you laughing? Actually, this is an applause for all of us, and this is applause for the deaf people. So in my family, everybody was applauding also for the deaf people. And I said, Mom, the applause was for you, but actually she was applauding also for us because she said we kind of help her. So when the bonfire didn't happen, we said, what are we going to do? Nobody wanted to go home. We couldn't go home. We couldn't even open the door because the wind was storming inside. So we ended up playing all this game. It's an old game called Tombola. Show the video, JJ. I don't know if you guys know. It's with numbers. Real money. Even the little boy Raffaele won twice. Il bambino ha vinto 2 volte. You have basically, you have to pick up numbers. You can buy those little cartelle with a kind of numbers. So 20 cent, euro cent, you buy as many cards as you want, and everyone has 10 numbers. Then the little boy was taking out the number, and you have to fill the cards. It's like a bingo, I guess. I don't know. And anyway, I didn't win, but my mother won twice, I think, and she was my bank. She was my banker. I was playing with her money, so she won. I lost everything, but she won. So basically, she said we didn't lost any money. We do it every kind of occasions we have, and all the money we collected in a bag, and then we use the money to play again the next time. And the money that is in the bag, normally we use it to bring it to church for candle or somebody in need. So it's a tradition of family. And so the bonfire didn't happen yesterday. it happened tonight, and I couldn't go, otherwise I would have had to cancel again the Giada Live. So I want to thank my nephew Alessandro, he's 17 years old. Voglio ringraziare il mio nipotino Alessandro e i suoi amici that not only they went around and they rebuilt the bonfire, la casera, like we call it, and they put a time-lapse video for me. So I want to show you here how they did it, the kids, actually 4 or 5 kids this afternoon. Today was, by the way, a beautiful sunny day. Look, the sky was blue, the sun, you see, the sunset. And they rebuilt the bonfire. They put the cross on top of it, because remember, you put either the cross of the old lady that brings good luck. And look at that, the kids, they did it. I think they did everything in an hour. Look at the kids. Thank you guys. Grazie ragazzi, siete stati bravissimi. They put thumbs up for themselves, and that's my also nephew joining them, and his girlfriend Giulia. So thank you ragazzi. And of course, tonight around 6:37, they also lit that bonfire, and I want to show you the fire that they made for all of us. Yes, and you see people are going close, and you can throw stuff, because you know the symbol is that you burn the past to make space for the future. So it's good luck to throw something in the fire, and so they did it also for me. And then you stay there, and they eat the pizza, and they drink some wine. That's what we're supposed to do it last night, but was impossible. And then of course after that we all wish to each other Buona Befana! Thank you Marta, grazie Marta, e a tutti i ragazzini che avete fatto questo video per me. Thank you kids for doing all of that. And then of course they went inside and they had this one. Remember I talk about it? This is the famous pinza. It smells fantastic, guys. There is figs inside. There is kind of nuts. It's made with eggs and flour. Actually, this one, Marta, my cousin Marta, made it together with Maria. We had a lot of it today. But normally after the bonfire, outside there, they start to serve warm wine. I know, Roger, you will love that. And then you start to eat this one. It's a sacrifice not to try it. It's just delicious. I think this one, guys, was big like this. And with the 4 of us today, we did a good job. We had it this morning, we had it for lunch, we had it in the afternoon with tea. And my mom, she saw me coming inside the bedroom with this one. She said, "Are you gonna have more?" I said, "No, of course not. I'm gonna show the kids at home and the people from the Circle of Love, and I may have to try a piece. It's to die for. Maybe one time I have to learn how to make it, because Alessandro, I told you, my nephew, is writing down the recipe, because these are traditional old recipe. My grandfather, all my uncles, they made a delicious one, and nobody in the family knows how to make it. So this time, while we were making this and we're making the pizza, we're gonna make next week also the gnocchi, a special kind of gnocchi with potatoes. Alessandro is gonna be writing down everything. So for generation to come in our family, we will know how to make this food that generated in our family from I think and still this is delicious, but it's not even close to the one that my grandfather was making. They somehow in the past, this is also made with polenta, so with mice. In the past, somehow they were putting so much different kind of fruits inside. This also has orange juice. My grandfather, I don't think, was using orange juice. They're all delicious, you know. But the original one is lost. There is only one family member that I'm trying to reach, and he still may have the recipe of my grandfather. So I want to talk to my uncle to see if he still has the recipe. So let me see who was there with us. I see Maika Jakes. That looks delicious. It is delicious. Where are you from? Let me know. I see also Summer. Summer, how you doing? I know you are from Las Vegas. I see Sal. Yes, love the clapping from Mama. Yes, right? And then I see also Mike Vaccaro, Italian bingo. Yeah, it's Italian bingo, La Tombola. Then I see Luisa Liu. Ciao, I'm going to look for Speck in Vegas. Oh yeah, Luis, let me know if you find it. But I know Roger said that he knows a place where to find it. So contact Roger Scallion. I see Jeff Friedman is my the guy that was always giving me compliments for my PBS special. He's a sound technician. So guys, I hope I didn't make you. That looks delicious. What, the pizza, right? The pizza was to die for, and I think February is pizza month. So I may have to have mom making pizza again. Richard Hunger. Richard, by the way, I'm going to be thinking of you because next week Richard is going to have surgery. Everything is going to go great. We're going to keep you all in our prayer. And I see Alessandro Baio. Dove vivi? Beh, io vivo a Venezia. Dove vivi tu, Alessandro? I see Ansa Fire. Auguri, buona festa delle Befana. Grazie mille. And I see Maria Denisi. Ciao Giada. And Giovanni Menga. Manda rose, baci, and thumbs up. Diane Fiorentino. Diane, I hope you're doing well. Diane was a little bit under the weather. I see also Denise. Ciao, Jada and JJ. Yes, JJ is on the other side. And yes, by the way, for the one of you watching, oh, Frank La Placa. How are you doing, Frank? Frank had COVID, but you are here with me, so I guess you're doing well. I don't see Doug. Doug has a daughter who has COVID. I hope she's doing well. She was not doing very well, so we keep you in the prayer. I'm going to text him, actually. Michelle Johnson, that voice, heavenly. Talking about that voice, Michelle was my guest. She is our jazz diva in Las Vegas. I love you, girl. And she's been my guest also, the Jada Life. She gives compliments for my voice, and I love yours as well. So guys, this was the episode for tonight. I am not gonna eat this pizza. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, but you know what is I'm gonna have tomorrow morning for breakfast, right? With a cup of coffee or a cappuccino, or who knows. So I will say, raise your hands with the I love you sign that we learn here in the Jada Life. This is I love you. So, or you can also say, I love you. And let's stay connected. I'm going to see you this Sunday for the Love Song Sunday. And you can pick and choose your song. I'm going to put them there tomorrow. So you can choose your song. Make sure that you join me. Same time, 2 p.m. Also here from Venice, Italy. And I'm going to be singing, only singing for you. No cooking and not much talking Sunday. And what else? Let's stay connected. Vi lascio come sempre con un bacio e un abbraccio. Thank you to all my family for making the pizza. Grazie alla mia famiglia. Thank you to Marta and the kids that make all those videos for me today. Guys, grazie di cuore, grazie, grazie. E ci vediamo domenica e poi ci vediamo di nuovo mercoledì. Thank you, ciao.
Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place, and I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Dankeschön.